God says this person fell in love with you, even with the age difference. God wants you to be with this person. It's very important. I am speaking to you right now because this is not something small that you can ignore or delay. And if you scroll past this, you may walk away from something that was carefully prepared for your life. I am revealing to you that this love did not begin by accident, and it was not built on confusion or weakness, but on something deeper that I allowed to grow in silence. I need you to understand this clearly, because what you are about to realize can change the direction of your future and bring you into a connection that carries peace, purpose, and truth. Type Amen if you believe. This person fell in love with you, even while knowing the difference that others may question. And I allowed their heart to recognize something that goes beyond time, age, and human opinion. I place a connection that is not controlled by what people around you say, because I look at hearts, not numbers, and I see what others fail to see. You may have been confused about why they stayed, why they showed care, or why they never walked away despite everything that made it complicated. I am telling you now that this was not random, and I was guiding both of you in ways that you did not fully understand. I know that part of you hesitated and part of you felt unsure because of how it looks from the outside, but I want you to listen closely because your hesitation is not coming from truth, it is coming from fear. I did not create love to be limited by what people think is acceptable, and I do not bring two hearts together without purpose. There is something pure in what they feel for you, and I have watched it grow quietly while you were still trying to figure out your own feelings. Do not let doubt steal what I am revealing, because this is something I have allowed to develop for a reason. If this is touching your heart and helping you understand what you have been feeling, take a moment to like this video because it supports this truth, reaching the people who need it most. You have been wondering why their presence feels different and why their words stay with you longer than anyone else's. And the answer is simple, because I allowed your spirits to recognize each other. This is not about convenience or timing, but about alignment that I prepared before you even met them. And if these Bible-centered messages have encouraged your walk with Christ, we invite you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs biblical hope today. If this ministry has blessed your life, and you would like to help us continue sharing scripture-centered encouragement around the world, you can support the ministry through the link provided below. They saw something in you that others overlooked, and they chose you not because it was easy, but because it felt right deep within them. I am telling you this so you stop questioning what is already clear in your heart. There are voices around you that try to make you feel like this connection is wrong or unstable, but those voices are not speaking from understanding, they are speaking from limitation. I did not design your path to follow fear. And I did not place this person in your life to confuse you. You have been protected even in moments when you felt uncertain, and I have been watching over both of you while you try to make sense of what you feel. This is why the connection has not broken even when everything around it felt like it should. Type 2. If you trust God, you need to hear this clearly because this is where many people make a mistake, and I do not want you to lose something that was meant for you. When I bring someone into your life with intention, it will not always look perfect to the world, but it will feel real in your heart. This person's love is not based on what they can gain, but on what they genuinely feel when they are with you. I have seen their sincerity and I have seen the way they care for you, even when you were not fully aware of it. You may be thinking about the challenges, and you may be worried about what others will say, but I want you to understand that every meaningful connection comes with a test. This is your moment to decide whether you will follow fear or follow what I am showing you. I am not asking you to rush blindly, but I am asking you to recognize what is real and not push it away because of doubt. What I have joined together with purpose should not be broken by insecurity. This person did not fall for you by mistake, and they did not stay because they had no other choice, but because something inside them knew you were meant to be in their life. I allowed them to see your value in a way that others could not, and I allowed them to feel something that is rare and honest. This is not something that happens often, and that is why it feels intense and different from anything you have known before. I am reminding you of this, so you do not take it lightly or treat it as something ordinary. There is a future that can come from this if you choose to understand it instead of running from it. And that future carries growth, support, and a deeper sense of belonging. I am not forcing you, but I am guiding you because I know what is ahead, and I know what both of you can become together. This connection is not perfect, but it is real, and real things are worth protecting and building. You have been chosen to experience something that many people never find. I want you to release the fear that has been holding you back, because fear is not from me, and it will only confuse your mind. You have already felt the peace in moments when you stopped overthinking and simply allowed yourself to feel what is there. That peace is my confirmation to you, and it is something you should not ignore. I am leading you towards something that can bring you closer to love, that is honest and lasting. Could the CIA really be hiding a 7-second ritual that turns money struggles into fortune? A covert CIA finding exposes a strange 7-second ritual that activates money-attracting brainwaves on autopilot. Supported by science and 4 elite labs, this home ritual is turning struggling people into dream lifestyle owners. But this page may disappear soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted from the internet forever. You have spent time questioning whether this connection is right or wrong, but the deeper truth is that your heart has already felt what your mind is still trying to accept. I see the moments when you replay their words and the way they look at you, and I know you cannot ignore the peace that comes with it. This is not confusion. This is recognition, and I am guiding you to see it clearly. Type yes to affirm. There were times when you tried to distance yourself thinking that it will make things easier or protect you from judgment, but instead it only made your thoughts louder and your feelings stronger. That is because what I have placed cannot be easily removed by doubt or fear, and it continues to call you back to the truth. You may have noticed that no matter how much you try to move away, something inside you keeps pulling you to reconsider. This is not weakness. This is a sign that something real is present and deserves your attention. This person has also gone through their own struggle, trying to understand why their heart chose you despite everything that made it complicated. They have questioned themselves, and they have tried to convince themselves that it would be easier to let go, but they could not. I allowed their heart to stay steady because what they feel is not shallow or temporary. Their care for you has grown through silence, through patience, and through moments when they expected nothing in return. You have seen glimpses of this, in small ways, in how they show up for you, in how they listen, and in how they remain consistent even when you are unsure. These are not signs of confusion, but signs of sincerity that should not be ignored. I want you to notice these details because they reveal more than words ever could. When someone truly cares, it is shown in their actions, not just in what they say. Type 777 to receive blessings. You may still feel afraid of what others will think, and that fear has been louder than your own understanding. But I want you to realize that people will always have opinions. And those opinions are not built on what I see, but on what they assume. They do not feel what you feel, and they do not carry the connection that you carry. If you allow their voices to control your decisions, you may lose something that was meant to bring you peace. I am not telling you that this path will be without challenges, because every meaningful connection requires growth and understanding. There will be moments when you will need patience, and there will be moments when you will need to communicate openly. But these challenges are not meant to break you. They are meant to strengthen what is already there. What is built with truth can grow through difficulty and become something lasting. You have been chosen to experience a connection that goes beyond surface-level attraction, something that carries emotional depth and spiritual alignment. This is why it feels different from anything you have known before. It is not rushed and it is not forced, but it continues to develop in a natural way that you cannot deny. I am reminding you of this so you do not treat it as something temporary or unimportant. There is also something important you need to understand about yourself, because part of this journey is about your own growth. You have been learning how to trust again, how to open your heart without fear, and how to recognize what is genuine. This connection is helping you see your own worth, and it is showing you that you are capable of being loved in a real and honest way. Do not run from that realization, because it is part of the blessing I am giving you. This person is not perfect, and neither are you. But what matters is the intention and the effort that both of you bring into this connection. I have seen the way they try to understand you, and I have seen the way you slowly begin to understand them. This mutual effort is what creates something meaningful, and it is something that should not be taken lightly. When two people are willing to grow together, they create a bond that can last through time. You may still be asking yourself if this is truly meant to be. And I am answering you now by reminding you of everything you have already felt and experienced. The peace, the comfort, and the sense of being understood are not things that come from something wrong. These are signs that you are being guided towards something that aligns with your heart. Trust these signs because they are not placed there without purpose. I also want you to release the pressure of needing everything to be perfect right now. You do not need to have all the answers today, and you do not need to rush into decisions without clarity. What you need to do is allow this connection to grow naturally and observe what it continues to show you. When something is meant for you, it will not disappear because you take the time to understand it. There is a reason why you were brought together at this time in your life, and that reason is still unfolding. You may not see the full picture yet, but I do, and I am guiding you step by step. Trust the process, even when it feels uncertain, because uncertainty is often part of growth. What matters is that you remain open and honest with yourself about what you feel. Could a hidden CIA discovery explain why so many are suddenly living in luxury? Secret CIA research has now come to light, revealing a brain-hacking ritual that draws in wealth like magic. It only takes 7 seconds. You can do it at home, and it's supported by 4 neuroscience labs. People are ditching debt and living in luxury right now, but this information won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted. I am speaking to you with care because I know how easy it is to let fear take control, especially when something feels different from what you expected. But not everything that is different is wrong, and sometimes what feels unfamiliar is exactly what you need. This connection is not here to harm you, but to help you grow and experience something real. Allow yourself to see it without the weight of judgment. You are protected, and you are guided, and nothing that is meant to hurt you will be allowed to stay in your life. This is why you can move forward with a sense of peace instead of fear. I am watching over you, and I am leading you toward what is right for you. Trust that guidance even when your mind tries to create doubt. The more you listen to your heart with honesty, the clearer things will become. You will begin to see this connection not as something complicated, but as something meaningful that deserves your attention. I am not asking you to ignore reality, but to see it with clarity and not through fear. When you do this, you will understand why this person has been placed in your life. There is something beautiful that can grow from this if you choose to nurture it instead of resisting it. It requires patience, understanding, and trust. But these are things you are capable of giving. You have already come this far, and you have already felt something that cannot be denied. Do not turn away now, because what is ahead has the potential to bring you closer to a love that is real and lasting. This connection did not appear in your life without reason, and it is not something that will simply fade if you ignore it. You have already felt its depth, and you have already seen how it continues to return to your thoughts, no matter how much you try to set it aside. That is because what I have allowed to begin carries a purpose that is still unfolding. Type 10 to claim miracles. You may have wondered why this person seems to understand you in ways others never have, and why they notice things about you that even you sometimes overlook. This is not coincidence, because I allowed them to see you with clarity, not through judgment or comparison. They recognize your struggles, your strength, and the parts of you that you often hide from the world. This level of understanding is rare, and it is something that should be valued, not questioned out of fear. There have been quiet moments when you felt a sense of comfort just by being around them, even without saying much. And that feeling came from a place of truth. I do not bring peace through confusion, and I do not allow something harmful to feel like calm within your heart. That calmness is a sign that there is something genuine between you. something that has the ability to grow into something meaningful. Do not dismiss those moments because they are part of the guidance I am giving you. This person has not only felt love for you, but they have also shown patience in ways that you may not have fully noticed. They have given you space when you needed it, and they have stayed present even when you were unsure. That patience is not something that comes from temporary feelings, but from something deeper that they carry within them. I have seen their heart, and I know the sincerity behind their actions. Type 1, to evolve. If you trust in Jesus, you are being asked to look beyond what is visible on the surface and to understand what lies beneath it. The age difference that has caused you hesitation is something that others may focus on, but it is not the foundation of this connection. What matters is the way you both treat each other, the respect that is present, and the care that continues to grow. These are the things that create a strong bond, not the opinions of those who are not part of your journey. I know that you have been cautious, and that caution has come from your desire to protect yourself from pain or disappointment. But not every connection is meant to hurt you, and not every feeling is something you should suppress. You have learned from your past, and those lessons have made you more aware, but they should not make you close your heart completely. There is a difference between being careful and being afraid, and I am guiding you to choose care over fear. This person has also faced their own doubts, and they have had to confront their fears about what this connection might mean for them. They have questioned whether they should step forward or step back, but their heart continues to bring them closer to you. That is because what they feel is not something that fades with uncertainty, but something that remains steady. I have allowed that steadiness to be part of this connection so that it can grow in a balanced way. You may have noticed that when you think about them, there is a sense of warmth that stays with you even if you try to ignore it. That warmth is not something you created on your own, and it is not something that can be easily replaced. It is a sign that there is a connection that holds meaning and potential. I am reminding you of this so you do not treat it as something ordinary or unimportant. There is also something you need to understand about timing, because this connection did not come into your life too early or too late. It came at a moment when you were ready to experience something different, something that could help you grow in ways you did not expect. Even if it feels unexpected, it is not out of place, and it is not something that should be dismissed. I am guiding the timing of your life, even when you do not fully understand it. Why are so many claiming this CIA ritual changed their life in just 7 seconds? This elite CIA ritual is the real deal, and it's potent. A 7-second brainwave hack backed by 4 neuroscience labs is helping regular people leap from broke to abundant. Dream homes, cars, trips, it's all within reach. But this video could disappear anytime from the internet, so click the link in the description and comments now to see it before it's gone forever. You are being asked to trust what is being revealed to you, even if it challenges your previous beliefs or expectations. Growth often comes when you step outside of what feels familiar and allow yourself to see things in a new way. This connection is giving you that opportunity, and it is up to you to decide whether you will accept it or turn away from it. I am not forcing you, but I am guiding you towards something that has the potential to bring you peace. There will be moments when you will need to communicate openly with this person, and those moments will help you both understand each other better. Honest communication is what builds trust, and trust is what allows a connection to grow stronger. Do not hold back your thoughts or feelings out of fear, because clarity comes through honesty. When you speak from a place of truth, you create a space where understanding can grow. You may still feel uncertain at times, and that is part of the process of learning and growing. Uncertainty does not mean that something is wrong. It simply means that you are stepping into something new. I am with you in those moments, guiding you and helping you find clarity. Trust that you are not alone and that you are being led toward what is right for you. This connection is not about perfection, but about sincerity, effort, and mutual respect. These are the qualities that allow something to last, and they are present here. I have allowed both of you to see each other in a way that is honest and real, without illusions or false expectations. This honesty is what gives this connection its strength, and it is something that should be protected. You are also being reminded that love is not always simple, but it is always meaningful when it is true. What you are experiencing is something that carries depth, and that depth is what makes it worth understanding. Do not reduce it to something small because of fear, because it is not small. It has the potential to become something that brings joy, growth, and a sense of belonging. I am guiding you to take your time to observe and to remain open to what is unfolding. You do not need to rush into conclusions, but you also should not close yourself off. Balance is what will help you move forward with clarity and peace. When you remain balanced, you allow yourself to see things as they truly are. I am still here with you, speaking into your thoughts, because I know there are parts of you that are still holding back, still questioning, and still trying to protect yourself from something that feels unfamiliar. You have been taught to measure everything carefully, to analyze what is acceptable and what is not. But I am asking you now to look deeper than what you have been taught. What is growing between you and this person is not something shallow that will disappear overnight. It is something that has taken root in both of your hearts, and it continues to grow even when you try to slow it down. Type 1. 1. If you walk by faith, there have been quiet realizations within you that you have not fully admitted to yourself. Moments when you felt a sense of rightness that you quickly pushed away because it made you uncomfortable. That discomfort did not come from something wrong, but from stepping into something that challenges your old understanding. You are not losing control. You are being guided into something that requires trust. Trust does not mean you ignore your thoughts, but it means you allow your heart to speak alongside them. This person has not rushed you, and they have not pressured you into anything, and that alone should tell you something important about their intentions. They are not trying to take from you, but to be present with you, and that difference matters. I have watched how they approach you with patience, how they choose their words carefully, and how they respect your space. These are not the actions of someone who is confused or careless, but of someone who values what they feel. You have also felt a sense of safety with them that you cannot easily explain, a feeling that allows you to relax and be yourself without fear of being misunderstood. That safety is not something that comes from something harmful or temporary. I do not place you in situations where your spirit feels calm if it is not aligned with something good. This is one of the ways I guide you through the peace that you feel when you are near what is meant for you. There is something else you need to see clearly, and that is how this connection is helping you grow in ways you did not expect. You are learning to be honest with your feelings, to face your fears, and to open your heart again after holding it close for so long. Growth is not always comfortable, but it is always necessary for something meaningful to take shape. This is part of the reason why this person has come into your life at this time. Type 888 to receive abundance. You may still feel the weight of what others might say, and that weight has been influencing your thoughts more than you realize. But I want you to understand that your life is not meant to be lived according to the expectations of others. They do not carry your experiences, and they do not understand the depth of what you feel. If you allow their opinions to control your choices, you may walk away from something that was meant to bring you peace. What's really behind the 7-second brain technique that's making headlines and new millionaires? A stunning CIA leak has just revealed a 7-second brain ritual that's helping normal people wipe out debt and attract serious wealth. With proof from 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning financial stress into dream living. Homes, cars, vacations, it's all happening. But the government could take this down at any time. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. This connection is not about proving anything to anyone else. And it is not about meeting anyone's expectations. It is about what is real between you and this person and what you both feel when you are together. I have allowed this connection to form in a way that is genuine, not forced or artificial. That genuineness is something that should be protected, not questioned out of fear. You have been given moments where you clearly saw their care, where you felt their presence in a way that stayed with you even after you were apart. Those moments are not small, and they are not meaningless. They are signs that there is something here that deserves your attention. I am reminding you of them so you do not overlook what has already been shown to you. This person has also been learning through this connection, learning patience, understanding, and how to stand firm in what they feel. They have not turned away even when things became uncertain, and that shows strength in their character. I have allowed them to grow alongside you because growth is part of what makes a connection stronger. When two people grow together, they build something that can last. You are not being asked to ignore reality, but to see it clearly without fear clouding your judgment. Reality is not just what others say. It is also what you experience and feel within yourself. When you combine those things with honesty, you begin to see the truth more clearly. That truth is what will guide you toward the right decision. There is a reason why this connection has continued despite the doubts and the distance you may have tried to create. What is meant to remain will find a way to stay even when circumstances are not perfect. I have allowed this connection to endure because it holds something valuable for your life. Do not overlook that endurance because it is a sign of strength. You may still be thinking about what the future could look like, and that uncertainty may feel overwhelming. But you do not need to have every detail figured out right now. What you need is to take one step at a time, allowing things to unfold naturally. When you move with patience, you give yourself the chance to understand things more clearly. I am guiding you towards something that can bring you both growth and fulfillment. But it requires your willingness to trust what is being revealed. Trust does not mean you stop thinking, but it means you stop letting fear make your decisions. When you trust, you move with a sense of calm instead of anxiety. That calmness is where clarity begins to grow. This person has been placed in your life not to confuse you, but to help you experience something that is real and meaningful. They are not perfect, and neither are you. But perfection is not what creates a strong connection. What creates strength is honesty, effort, and a willingness to understand each other. These qualities are already present, and they can grow if you allow them to. You are being reminded that love is not always easy, but it is always worth understanding when it is true. What you are feeling is not something that should be dismissed or ignored. It is something that should be explored with care and honesty. When you approach it this way, you begin to see its value more clearly. That quiet strength is not meant to pressure you, but to gently remind you that something real is present. I am leading you to recognize it fully, so you do not walk away from something that carries purpose for your life. Type 33 to affirm alignment. There are moments when you feel a deep sense of connection with this person that goes beyond words, and those moments have stayed with you long after they passed. You may have tried to explain them logically, but logic alone cannot capture what is happening here. This is something that touches both your heart and your spirit, and that is why it feels so different. I allowed this connection to form in a way that reaches deeper than what you have known before. You have also noticed how this person brings out a version of you that feels more open and more honest, a version of you that you may have kept hidden in the past. That is not a coincidence, because I placed them in your life to help you see yourself more clearly. When you are with them, you are not trying to be someone else. You are simply being who you are. That kind of freedom is something that should not be ignored. This person has been paying attention to you in ways that go beyond surface level, noticing the small details that others often miss. They see your effort, your struggles, and your strength, and they appreciate you for who you truly are. That kind of attention comes from genuine care, not from passing interest. I am showing you this so you understand the depth of what they feel. Type 555. If you believe in divine timing, you may still find yourself questioning whether you are ready for this, and that is a natural part of stepping into something meaningful. Readiness does not always mean having everything figured out. It means being willing to grow and learn along the way. You are being given the chance to experience something that can help you evolve emotionally and spiritually. Do not hold yourself back because you feel uncertain, because uncertainty is part of growth. This connection is not about forcing you into something, but about offering you an opportunity to experience something real. I am not asking you to ignore your thoughts, but to balance them with what you feel in your heart. When your heart and your mind begin to align, clarity becomes easier to find. That alignment is what will guide you forward with confidence. Is it finally time to try the same CIA secret ritual that's changing lives in seconds? This newly leaked CIA-backed study reveals a 7-second money ritual transforming lives overnight. Scientifically validated by 4 neuroscience labs, it rewires your mind to attract money like a magnet. People once broke are now enjoying luxury homes, new cars, and exotic travel. But this secret won't be online much longer. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently removed. There have been moments when you felt a sense of peace after thinking about this person. Even when everything around you felt complicated, that peace is not something that comes from confusion. It comes from truth. I do not give you peace in situations that are meant to harm you. That peace is my way of guiding you, and it is something you should pay attention to. This person has also been growing in their understanding of you, learning how to support you and how to be present in a way that respects your pace. They are not trying to rush you because what they feel is not based on urgency but on sincerity. That sincerity is what allows this connection to develop in a healthy and balanced way. I have allowed it to unfold like this so that it can grow with stability. You have been given signs through your own feelings, through your experiences, and through the consistency of this person's presence in your life. These signs are not meant to confuse you, but to guide you toward understanding. When you look at them together, they begin to form a clear picture. That picture is showing you that there is something here worth exploring. You may still feel the influence of outside opinions, and those opinions may create doubt within you. But I want you to remember that those voices are not part of your connection and they do not understand its depth. Your journey is not meant to follow their expectations, but to follow the path that is right for you. When you focus on what is real between you and this person, those outside voices lose their power. There is also a need for patience in this situation because meaningful connections are not built overnight. They require time, understanding, and a willingness to grow together. You are not being asked to rush into anything, but to allow things to unfold naturally. When you give something the time it needs, you allow it to develop in a strong and lasting way. This connection is helping you understand what it means to be seen and appreciated for who you are, not for what others expect you to be. That understanding is important because it shapes the way you approach relationships in the future. You are learning to value sincerity over appearances and depth over convenience. These lessons are part of the growth I am guiding you through. You have also been given the opportunity to see how this person responds to challenges, how they handle uncertainty, and how they remain present even when things are not clear. These are important things to notice because they show you their character. Character is what determines whether a connection can last, not surface-level attraction. I am guiding you to look at these deeper aspects so you can make a wise decision. There is something meaningful that can grow from this if you choose to nurture it with honesty and care. It is not something that needs to be perfect, but something that needs to be real. When something is real, it can grow through challenges and become stronger over time. That is the kind of connection I am guiding you toward. You are not being led into something that will harm you, but into something that can bring you growth, understanding, and a sense of connection that feels true. Trust that I am watching over you and guiding your steps. You do not need to have all the answers right now, because clarity will continue to come as you move forward. Stay open, stay honest, and allow yourself to see what is being revealed to you. You have already felt the difference between this connection and everything you experienced before, and that difference has stayed with you even in moments of doubt. It is not something that fades easily, and it is not something that can be replaced by something ordinary. I am guiding you to see that what you feel is not confusion, but recognition of something meaningful. Type 44 to receive clarity. There were times when you tried to convince yourself that this feeling would pass, that it was only temporary or based on circumstances, but it did not leave. Instead, it continued to grow in quiet ways, showing up in your thoughts and in your emotions. That persistence is not accidental because what is meant for you does not disappear easily. I allowed it to remain so you would eventually face it with honesty instead of avoidance. This person has also carried this connection with a sense of seriousness that you may not have fully realized. They have thought about you more deeply than you think, and they have considered that steadiness is something that should not be ignored because it is one of the foundations of something meaningful. I am guiding you to see it clearly so you do not overlook its value. There is also something about the way you feel when you are honest with yourself about this connection. When you stop overthinking and allow yourself to feel, there is a sense of calm that comes over you. That calm is not something that comes from confusion or fear. I do not give you peace in situations that are meant to harm you, and that peace is my way of guiding you. You have been given enough signs to understand that this connection is not something ordinary, but something that carries meaning and purpose. These signs have come through your feelings, through your experiences, and through the consistency of this person's actions. When you look at them together, they create a clear picture. That picture is showing you that there is something here worth exploring. What if a quick 7-second brain ritual could truly wipe out your debt and fill your life with unstoppable abundance? A shocking CIA leak has just revealed a 7-second ritual, now helping ordinary people clear debt and attract unlimited wealth. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, this easy at-home method is turning financial problems into dream lifestyles, new homes, cars, vacations. It's all happening for real people. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You may still feel the influence of outside opinions, and those opinions may create doubt within you. But I want you to understand that those voices are not part of your connection, and they do not understand its depth. Your journey is not meant to be shaped by those voices, but by what is real between you and this person. When you focus on what is real, those outside opinions begin to lose their power. This connection is also helping you grow into a version of yourself that is more open, more understanding, and more willing to trust. Growth is not always comfortable, but it is always necessary for something meaningful to develop. You are being given the opportunity to experience something that can help you grow emotionally and spiritually. Do not turn away from that opportunity because it feels unfamiliar. This person has also been growing through this connection, learning how to support you, how to understand you, and how to be present in a way that respects your journey. They are not perfect, and neither are you. But perfection is not what creates something strong. What creates strength is the willingness to grow together, to communicate honestly, and to support each other through challenges. You have also been shown that this connection is not based on surface-level attraction, but on something deeper that continues to develop over time. That depth is what makes it different from anything you have experienced before. It is not rushed and it is not forced, but it continues to grow in a natural way. I am guiding you to recognize that depth so you do not treat it as something temporary. You may still feel unsure about what the future holds, and that uncertainty may feel overwhelming at times. But you are not being asked to see the entire future right now, only to take the next step with clarity. When you focus on what is real in the present, the path becomes easier to understand. I am guiding you step by step so you are not overwhelmed. This connection is not here to harm you, but to bring something meaningful into your life. I am watching over you and guiding you so that you are not led into something that will bring you pain. Trust that I am present in this, and that I am helping you see what is right for you. When you trust that guidance, you move forward with a sense of peace. You have noticed how this person continues to remain present in your life, even when things were uncertain, even when you were unsure of how to respond. That presence is not something that comes from temporary emotion, but from a deeper commitment to what they feel. They have not disappeared when things became complicated, and they have not changed their care for you. I have allowed that steadiness so you would have something real to recognize. There were moments when you tried to distance yourself, thinking that it would bring clarity, but instead it only made you realize how much this connection meant to you. And if these Bible-centered messages have encouraged your walk with Christ, we invite you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs biblical hope today. If this ministry has blessed your life, and you would like to help us continue sharing scripture-centered encouragement around the world, you can support the ministry through the link provided below.